Do not attempt to adjust your TV set. Everything actually is in. Everything is properly focused. It's just I loved the colors of this, so but don't worry. There's nothing wrong with with what I'm doing or what you're doing. We're just looking at the pretty colors. All right, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. We have epic troll slayers. We have got a fantastic community, and I am here every day to take your political questions out of the chat. I'm sorry, I am really distracted. What on earth is going on behind me? I feel like I should be tilting. I'm not on a ship. What is, but that's weird. Hi. Just gonna have a quick look here. Okay. Say yeah, why are you at this weird angle? Okay. That is strange. Okay, I did not see this at all. Okay, it's just, I don't know what to do about it. We're just gonna go with it. All right, anyway, but I'm here every day to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. I know. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. No, I need a Dramamine. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, or whatever works for you. So, and yes, I'm here every day. We're here every day, this community. Every weekday, weekend, holiday, your birthday, my birthday, I am here to take your questions, and you have a community here every single day, and we've been here over 6 years. So, welcome. All right. Hello. I think what's going on with the camera is, I think it's actually slightly, because that's so far behind me and it's focused here, I think it's warping the background a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't usually bother me, but it is anyway. Okay, I have a I had a question this morning. I was asked, so I thought we would start with this before we jump into the ickiness. Because every day there's new art, there's a new discussion, and it's really to remind you that there is still good in the world. They can't take that away from us. So we are going to look at real news, and then I'll give you whatever tarot or astrology insight I can give you, but you will always get real news from legitimate news sources here. So, okay, let's jump in. First question was at 3 minutes 40 seconds in. We'll make it work. So Flo had a question, and this is a general knowledge question. Let me double check. Is that in the right place? Okay. Dear Autumn, why do you use tropical astrology? A neighbor said sidereal is accurate and Neptune is still in Pisces. Please tell me your thoughts. All right, before we get into the serious heavy news, there are a lot of people who get confused by this. It's very easy to get confused. And if you don't understand, or there's something wrong, or maybe I'm wrong with my explanation, please let me know. As always, I never pretend that I'm like all knowing. And no, just do the best I can. So basically, the difference between tropical and sidereal astrology is a difference between Western astrology and Vedic astrology. And if it helps you any, if a lot of people who maybe were brought up with Western astrology, they're suddenly confronted or they're having to deal with sidereal or Vedic, the way I remember it is it's like, and I kind of feel like a deer in the headlights, sidereal astrology. And Vedic is, this is nothing negative toward Vedic astrology, but I have mnemonic devices to help me remember things. And so when I think of Vedic astrology, I see VEDIC, I think Darth Vader, just because that's the right. Anyway, I have mnemonic devices to help me remember stuff. So to simplify dramatically, tropical Western astrology. So I'll just say Western astrology and Vedic astrology. Western astrology, we are focused on where we are to the sun. The giant star right here is our focus and where our relationship is in relation to the sun, because the spring equinox is 0 Aries, and it doesn't even matter what constellation is behind it, is behind the sun, because that's not what's important. We're always at this. There are people who believe that the constellations somehow make the signs, the zodiac signs. But the reality is that we don't know why astrology works. We just know it does. In Western astrology, we keep that spring equinox at 0 Aries. Now, with Vedic astrology, they're more concerned about the constellations, and because of that, the rotation of the Earth. And I'll make this as simple as I can. Hang on, where's Mr. Back? Nail down. No, seriously, where's Mr. Pumpkin? I should have gotten out Mr. Pumpkin. Where did he go? Oh, where is the pumpkin? I don't see him. Okay. All right. I know. Die. Yes, boo-boo. I'll use this back scratcher to explain. As we're going around the sun. All right, take my oatmeal. All right, and then we're gonna talk about the serious news, but a lot of people don't understand this, so I want you to have the best information possible. All right, so the sun, my oatmeal here is the sun, and this is the axis of the Earth. Okay, our Earth is spinning; it's tilted at 23.5 degrees, I believe. Okay, and what's happening is, the reason it's easy to think that we have seasons because the Earth is tilting. Well, actually, the Earth has one tilt. So when it's on this side of the sun, the northern hemisphere is closest to the sun. So we get summer up here. But as it moves to the other side of the sun, the southern hemisphere gets more sun. So we get winter, they get summer. All right. So this is what's going on as the Earth is going around the sun. And where this is pointing, if you extend that out, right now, this line, extend out from the axis, is pointing to Polaris, the North Star. And what happens is, because of the wobble, there's a little bit of a wobble. About 13, well, it was before, and in about 13,000 years, this axis will point toward Vega. So this moves. There's a precession. This axis is moving, but it's very, very, very slowly. Because of that, what Vedic astrology decided was that they would math ensues, so that in order to keep things just so, because they're focused on what's out there, that you have to move over, it's been so many thousands of years, you have to move everything back 24 degrees. Okay, that works for some people. The bear says, that makes 100% sense. Thank you for teaching us. Oh, good. Good. Why the fork extended? Because I was showing the axis. If you were to like the axis of the Earth, if you were to extend it out, it would go up to Polaris. Anyway, so the upshot is, I am as longtime viewers know, I am a Scorpio. And I am a Scorpio with a Cancer moon and a Gemini rising. And Scorpio, the Scorpio suns, the private investigators of the zodiac, always digging down what's underneath here, what's really going on. Cancer moon, this incredible, this mothering, be back by 10, take a sweater. And Gemini ascendant, which is I talk to you. And of all the things, do I focus on my earrings or my hair or nails? Because Gemini rules the hands and communication. According to Vedic astrology, I am a Libra, Sun Libra. My moon is in Taurus. And I have my moon is in Gemini. That's it. I'm a Libra sun, Gemini moon. Rising sign is Taurus. And if you know anything about astrology, that's not me. It's just not. I talked to Sarah about this morning. She'll be on tomorrow, by the way. We'll have Sarah Thursday. And I explained this to her, and she just looked at me and said, no, just no. Because she's met me, Anyway, so that is the difference between tropical and sidereal. And I hope that's a little bit clearer. But some people believe in that. Some people, they embrace it, and that's their thing. So good for you. And I am, if you believe in Vedic astrology, fantastic. I haven't found that it works for me, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work. All right. So moving on. All right. Okay. So let's move on to serious election stuff. And okay. So Deb is saying the FBI is executing a search warrant at the Georgia election office related to the 2020 vote, law enforcement officials say. Do we know why? Because right now I've got the top story is in 6 violent encounters, evidence contradicts Trump's immigration officials' narratives. You think? Senate Republicans. More No Kings protests planned for March 28th. All right, mark your calendars. March 28th, more No Kings protests. Okay. Rubio, Iran. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. So, all right, let's jump in. Now this, until I get more information on that, let me share with you what I've got here. At 14:30, okay, if you're drinking something, or maybe you're standing up, maybe you should sit down. Don't eat or drink anything for a minute here, okay? Or you're going to hurt yourself. when your head hits the table in front of you. Okay. President Dumpster Fire. Trump said he felt horribly about Renee Good's death and noted he was told her parents, especially her father, were big supporters of his, adding he hopes her father still feels that way. I get to. Because that's what's important. That's what's important. That everybody loves the Führer. Not that the man's daughter is no longer on this earth. No. Trump just hopes that he is still voting Trump. That's what matters. Wow. Oh, okay. So I thought that my understanding is Fani Willis's case was dismissed. So that was the end of it, because we were really upset when that happened. So what, they're trying to go in and steal what evidence there was? I don't understand. So I'm afraid I don't have any legitimate information to give you right now. Yet. Yes, there's Dumpster Fire, the man. J for genius. Raging narcissist. Walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins. Day late and $1 short. Not a drop of empathy. The man is a sociopath. Yeah, that was what to communicate. Oh yeah. Make sure you're still voting for me. Read the room. At the bare minimum, read the room. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to tell President Dumpster Fire to, I don't know, grow some kind of heart, grow some kind of empathy, because we know that can't happen. But I mean, read the room. Okay. It is disgusting, Arsenault. I agree. Oh, yes, and Trump is. I think we're talking about that later. Yeah, Trump is complaining about the Second Amendment. Okay. Cindy says I picked the wrong week to quit drinking. What is the whole thing? Drinking, smoking, sniffing glue. What was in the airplane, that movie? I forget. Anyway. Okay, now at 1850, there is a union calling for the resignation or firing of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and White House advisor, I believe he's assistant. Is he Susie Wiles? Is he assistant to Susie Wiles, chief of staff? I don't know. I can't remember. He's a White House advisor. Stephen Miller. So there's a union calling for the ousting of Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller, right? Blaming them for the policies and rhetoric that preceded and followed the murders, and accusing Miller of aggressively driving an immigration agenda enforced, quote, without regard for the consequences, unquote. Okay? Deputy Chief of Staff. Thank you, Chris Cool. Guess which union? A major federal workers' union that represents Border Patrol agents, the AFGE, called for the resignation or firing of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and White House advisor Stephen Miller. Oh dear. And me without any tea. Oof. Or popcorn. Debbie says yes. Herr Miller is assistant to Ms. Wiles. Thank you. Yeah, it says wow. Yeah. All right. Well, this is about law enforcement. We've got that. These are Democrats coming out against this lunacy, which is the nicest word I could use for it. Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. So this is daily work, and this is the union. Don't call for it. Strike, and not strike at people. Strike as in call for your agents, call for the ICE agents to stop working. This, who cares? So is that going to happen, or is it just a bunch of lip service? They know they're on the defensive. Oh, yes, things should be calm. Things should be calm. Yeah, big smoke screen, and they're stuffed. It's the criminal right there. Big smoke screen. Yeah, I was willing to go along with this might actually meaning something, but now that I'm reading on the energy, it's like, no. Yeah. So at 23, apparently there are people within the dumpster fire administration who want to dump Stephen Miller and save Kristi Noem. You're half right. The first half. Anyway, Axios is now reporting Miller directed DHS to use misleading and inflammatory language after the murder, and it is a murder, of Alex Pretti, pushing claims that Pretti intended to, quote, massacre agents based on reports that he had something he was legally allowed to have with him and he didn't have it out. Yeah. Entertainment only YouTube. Despite confirmed information and later video evidence contradicting that narrative, the episode highlights Miller's outsized influence within the dumpster fire administration and created internal White House friction, as some officials objected to the statement after it was posted. Oh no! Did they object? No, don't do it. Yes, with tears in my eyes. Sir. Don't do it. Sit down. What a bunch of malarkey. Entertainment only YouTube. So, Trump later grew frustrated as footage emerged. And Noem has privately emphasized that she acted at the direction of Miller and the president. So, and the White House is maintaining that both Miller and Noem remain in good standing. So let's have a look at Miller and Noem. I've had bad cards for her recently. I've had the same old cards for him. Why on earth would President Blunderdum, racist bigot extraordinaire, get rid of the biggest racist bigot in the White House, who's been with him all the way along? Because there is no depth to which either of them will not fall. Is all of this going to just blow over? Oh, okay. We're upset. We're upset. Page of Swords. Can I also mention that Stephen Miller is not an elected official? No. Star, Page of Pentacles, Page. Oh, so Trump's selfish, cruel, childish bullying, and oh yeah, they're just great together. Waiting for the ship to come in, or sending ships out, sending children to random countries in Africa, and they're slightly on the defensive. Now, Noem, she's a woman. Of course, he's not going to be as protective of her. Noem. First of all, the Senate is talking about not going through on any funding for the DHS. So there are financial issues there. But I was just playing cosplay. I was down there to show everybody my cute little outfit. That's all I was doing there. See? Just as innocent as a lamb. It's those big meanies in the White House who are saying that bad things should happen. All these people can go jump off a pier. Oh, I'm so mad. Ooh, yes, Arsenault, I was just being a pretty ice princess. Brr. Cindy, thank you so much. It really helps. Thank you. Thank you. These people are scum. They are scum of the earth. Okay, moving on. I've got I've got three important ICE questions to cover. 2845. The DHS has confirmed that ICE agents will carry out immigration enforcement operations around Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara, California on February 8th. First of all, that assumes you're still going to have a budget. Then again, if people are racist and cruel enough, they'd work without getting paid, wouldn't they? So, can I also just point out that, yes, illegal immigrants are absolutely the people who will have thousands of dollars to throw around to be able to go to the Super Bowl in person. But let's not forget, Bad Bunny is performing, who is Puerto Rican. So, how's this going to go? And he sings in Spanish. Oh, no. Is it true that they've asked Green Day to perform before Bad Bunny? Which would be great if they would perform American Idiot. Yeah. Yes, thank you. So, how's it going to go? Yes, thank you. Star says, I hear tickets for the Super Bowl are $7,000. Is this an excuse for the high mucky mucks in ICE to go to the Super Bowl on the government's dime? I think when this news came out, there's an assumption that it would be lots of agents there in the stands walking around in the arena or whatever. How much you want to bet that the big muckety mucks just want to go to the Super Bowl? Yeah, Paige. Yeah. There's so many criminal illegal aliens at the Super Bowl because criminal illegal aliens are just famous for just how much money they have. So yeah, gear up for a bunch of garbage. Work, work, work. Wink, wink. Yeah, we need to oversee this. They're being too clever by half. Oh my God, this just gets worse and worse. This just gets worse and worse. All I can tell you is we are going to get through this. And the fact that we are able to see this happening, talk about this happening, basically telling our leaders to do something about this. This has an effect. The giant protests have an effect. The last time there was a no kings protest, there were no kings protests across the country. It was so big. Dumpster fire got earth movers to knock down the entire East Wing. Like literally, it happened. The protests were on a Saturday. Dumpster fire got those earth movers there on Monday morning early. Knock it all down because he was mad. But wait, there's more. If you watch Aaron Parnas, I was watching his videos before I came on. He has on video. Aaron Parnas is reporting ICE attempted to enter Ecuador's consulate. And the ICE agents were saying, calm down, calm down. And the man at the door was at the Ecuadorian consulate was like, no, you will not come in. This is a consulate. You are leaving. You're not coming in here. I will not calm down. So yeah, they wanted to go into the Ecuadorian consulate. I know it's easy to feel like things are really, really bad, but the fact that we're talking about them is actually good. The fact that we have all of these recordings is good. It is. I know it's just rough as heck right now, and people are scared. Exactly, Bern. Lots of brown-haired, brown-eyed people working at the consulate. How dare they? hang on. Rhonda's asking, isn't that sovereign territory? My understanding is, I believe so. I know the embassy is. I want to say the consulate is, but I don't know the actual legality of that. So, well, they get bonuses if they meet quotas. And this was a boneheaded move. Yeah, no, and no. They're trying to meet their quotas. They're trying to stir things up. They're yeah, it's just bad. This was a stupid choice. Okay. Next. And then we go on to some other stuff. At 36:20, Cosmic Goat Lady had a question. This is a hypothetical, because we already have a lot of things to be upset about now. This is a hypothetical. Will Trump pull ICE agents out of other states and make them protect him in Washington, D.C. if impeachment or the 25th Amendment becomes a reality? You know he won't leave willingly. Let's have a look. ICE does not have any legal standing in another country. And again, we're back to, if you have ICE agents going to Italy, how high up the food chain are the agents who were going? Just saying. Rhonda says, okay, a consulate is under the host country's jurisdiction. There we go. So, hey, dumpster fire. Yeah, you. So you're going to try to turn ICE into your own personal little militia? Mm-mm. Nope. Time waits for no man. Again, this would be a bad idea if you tried it. He's still trying to go up against Democrats to gin up his base, and he does believe his lies. His recent thing that he was saying, I heard the recording of it, where he was saying, how can anyone be against ICE when they're getting these criminals and murderers off the street? Blah, blah, blah. He's in a bubble. He believes his lies, and they are lies. Time waits for no man. There's disappointment, and there is strength right there. This is not... No. No. Okay. Moving on. So, I want to, let's actually at 39:20. Goral had asked about, if you don't know, Ilhan Omar was sprayed with something and verbally attacked at a town hall meeting, and she's fine. And Dumpster Fire decided to say that she probably sprayed herself, because, oh my gosh, a woman of color who is of a different religion, not that he has religion. Be an uppity woman, she is the worst of the worst of the worst, of course. Will his rhetoric put her in worse danger? She's already in danger. I mean, I can look at her going forward, and if you see the video, you know what she did immediately? She went toward the guy. She went right toward him. He was like, do not mess with her. She is no shrinking violet. She is no victim. Do they know what it was? Was it apple cider vinegar, Colleen? Anyway, does anyone know what she was sprayed with? Yeah, Beth Bluebird, and she went right toward the guy too. She was not backing down. Nope. Immediately. No hesitation. Whew. Burns' girlfriend is a fighter. Yeah. This doesn't get Trump anywhere. There's the pathetic goon pretending that he's important because he is high up in the government. Fool. Trying to win over voters, point out, lie about her. She did not marry her brother. Day late and a dollar short. Yeah. Yeah, Dumpy, get stuffed. Okay, moving on. It was apple cider vinegar? Okay. Jeez. So, shall we look at Italy? People are talking about it. Whatever, I'm here to look at what you want me to look at. And I try to stick to just what came beforehand. But if absolutely everybody's talking about the same thing in the chat. So ICE wants to go to Italy. Why? Is it it can't be the World Cup. Barnes says free trip, visit the Pope. Yep. What excuse are they giving, though? To bully people? Yes, old silver. Yes. Free trip to Italy? Oh, it's the Olympics. Thank you, Lisa. Winter Olympics. Thank you, Paula. And Cat Toy, thank you. And Rain. These people. Froxy Rocket says they want to go for the Olympics in Milan. Oh, please. Teresa says security for Vance and Rubio. Really? Protect Marco. Thank you, Chris School. Protect Marco and Shady at the Olympics. Huh. With all of this going on here, did they... Oh, you mean they're all going to come back? Oh. Going's good. And they should all just stay there. This is pathetic. Yeah, the traveling, work, the bludgeon. It just me says they may not have the money. Yeah. And let me tell you, the generally speaking, the police in Europe are not a bunch of wusses, despite what you may think from watching action movies or whatever. I remember when I was fortunate enough to live in the Netherlands for a couple of years when I was a teenager, and the Dutch motorcycle police they're a little intimidating, which is fine. My mother has a story about when I was small, when I was like 3 or 4 and we were in Belgium. Oh, anyway. Rhonda says, and they are well trained, not wusses. Yeah. This is pathetic. There's just this is all minor arcana. It's just expensive, and it's just awful. There's nothing here. Okay. Try to ignore it. Ugh. Would probably wish I'm a motorcyclist myself. Oh, it's nothing against motorcyclists. There was a story my mother tells before I get back into the muck. And that's what we do around here every once in a while. We come up out of the muck. We remind ourselves there's good in the world. Well, funny story you haven't heard yet. It wasn't funny at the time, but my mother tells this story when I was like 3 or 4. We lived in Belgium, and she had this little Fiat back in the mid 70s, and the acceleration pedal was just a little pole. But anyway, she's driving. She was there. I was little me was there, and she was pulled over, and she's trying to figure out what did I do? What did I do? And this officer came up, and he was a little intimidating, and I don't even know if she said that he was speaking French or Flemish or whatever, but he was talking to her, and she was so panicked that she didn't know what to do, and she wasn't comprehending, and she's, and I'm right there. She's worried about me because mom. And so finally he takes out his book to write that you write tickets on. And he starts hitting against the roof of the car. And then she's really panicked. And so then he starts working his way forward. So he starts on the top of the car, and he works his way down the front to the front. He was just trying to tell her to turn on her lights. It's silly. She laughs now. So, but she tells the story. It's like, okay, I overreacted. But it was stressful. Anyway. So, actually, I just thought of something. My mother just gave me some pictures of me when I was tiny. Would you like to see them? Because it's been such a bad day, and there's been such negativity in all of this. All right, I'm going to share with little me. All right. Okay. See, we do the serious, heavy stuff, and then we remember, oh, that's right. There's good in the world. Okay. I won't show you my sisters, but I will show you little me, which is the youngest. Okay. Yeah. All right. Dun ta dun. Whew. It was the 70s. Yep, that was me. What? Huh? Who? Also, that was me. It was the 70s. And last but not least, I went to anyone if you've ever been around Parkersburg, West Virginia, there used to be DeSales Heights, which was a Catholic school. It's been shut down. It was run by nuns, but it's been shut down since. But anyway, but me in my uniform, DHS, DeSales Heights. That was me. So anyway, it's so silly. Thank you. Yep. But I can't show you my sisters, so. All right, there's a group photo, but I can't show you that. Anyway, chat says, wow, a real heart-shaped face. Yes. Oh, definitely. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Oh, thank you. I also, maybe someday I'll show you my second grade school photo, because that's when day before, dragged my feet on the ground, fell off the swing right on my face, scabs all the way down from my school picture. Just sitting there, scabs all the way down. Anyway, all right. See, there's good in the world. There's silliness. There's friendship. There's out of focus colors. A million color swatches. Thank you. And yeah, this other stuff, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. It's been hard. It's been very hard. One of the things I did want to mention, one other thing about astrology I wanted to mention was, I had talked about Neptune going into the hitting the lowest point of the United States chart. But there's something else that's been going on, that Mars, god of war, has been hanging out with Pluto, god of the underworld. And that traditionally is a pretty brutal combination. A lot of aggression, power. If something's going to be underhanded and violent, not every Mars. Some people have Mars and Pluto conjunct in their chart, and they're fine. But if it's a transit and there's going to be some violence, keep an eye on that. And a lot of astrologers have been talking about that concerned that violence could erupt. Well, Mars conjunct Pluto in the sky happened a few days ago. And it is in our third house, which is down at the bottom. And the third house, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think you will want to know this. If I pull this up, the old basic chart, I've got to find my pumpkin pencil. Anyway, this down here, this yellow, the bottom down here, this is the third house. It's the house of Gemini. And the third house in the U.S. chart, in any chart, is communication. Come on, think for a second about the Geminis in your life. Friendly, outgoing, communication. It's all about, but it's also local. It's not the opposite to Gemini is Sagittarius, which is about international. You got the World Wide Web. We've got all of this. Whereas Gemini is more about communication, your local newspaper, your neighborhood, this kind of shorter term. Do you remember those pneumonic tubes? I'm using the wrong word. Pneumatic tubes that you'd put something in and it would shoot a piece of, it would shoot a container from here to there, go. Remember that? Remember those? Think of that with Gemini. It's communication. It's shorter distance. But it's ruled by Mercury. It's moving. Okay. In that Mars conjunct Pluto, that has potential for violence, happened, and it happened in the U.S. third house, which is one of the reasons why we're worried about our neighborhoods. We're worried about going outside our doors. We're worried about what's happening to us on a very local level. So, because ICE agents are not just in Minneapolis, and they have proven themselves to be untrustworthy. As I've told you many times, of all the years of therapy I've had, there's one piece of information I would like to share with you, and it won't cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. Trust is consistent behavior over time. That's how you gain trust. That's how you break trust. And that's, if you ever want to have trust again, it takes time. So ICE agents, just DHS in general, have broken our trust. And it's going to take time to get over that. But third house of communications, Bear, exactly. So while Mars is moving much faster than Pluto. So Mars is already, instead of at 3 degrees, it's already moved on to like 4 degrees. And it's going to continue, but here's the thing, it's 7 degrees. So within like a week or so, I think it is, Mars is going to be conjunct the south node of the US chart. Your north node is what you're here to do. It's never comfortable, but this is your work order. Go do the thing. Do things related to that sign, and the universe will be behind you. It won't be easy. You won't be comfortable with it, but that's here. Go do this. When you do stuff related to your south node, it's comfortable, but it's very much about the past. It's about old ways, outdated ways, all of that. So I'm still concerned about Mars coming up to conjunct the US South Node. So I just want you to tell you that are things better? Mars is moving away from Pluto, so that's good. But Mars on its own is going to conjunct the US South Node. So it could, that's the soldier, and the South Node is our old ways of doing things, which include bigotry and racism and a certain amount of brutality. So I don't know that we are completely out of the woods. I'm hoping the worst of it was the Mars conjunct Pluto. But over the next week or so, stay safe. Please stay safe. All right. And that's going to do it for me for today. All right. It is 1:12 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, Miss Sarah will be starting Creative Sprints. And she said she'll be on tomorrow with us. So we'll have Sarah Thursday. So just hang in there. Stay safe. And as always, you're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. And I'll see you later, as always. All right. Take care. All right. Bye.